Lately I've been writing a book. It's not a how-to book. It's a fishing book about my friend Billy the Greek Legakis and I, and our experiences from over 6 decades of fishing the western bridges of Long Island, New York. It's stories on how it all began, the incredible fishing we experienced during the peak of the striped bass recovery, the uniqueness, the dangers, the big fish, and some very interesting characters. Much of my source material comes from many hours of recorded phone conversations with Billy, so while I finish the last couple of chapters, I'll be dropping some chunks of audio as a primer. Much will be Billy talking. Here's some of it now.
That first 50 I caught was on the Meadowbrook Bridge, and it was like 1971, late October on the moon. Man, I was thinking about it coming home. We were talking before. I was like, you try to remember all the conditions, but man, I have so many times on the bridge. I remember the fish. I remember where I caught him. I couldn't tell you everything about it. I could tell you a lot, you know.
Tell me what you know. It was late October. That's already a good start.
It was on a new moon. That's the fish that made me. I mean, we always knew the moons were better, and the older guys always tell you, but when you get a big fish on a moon, it really clicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was a new moon. And I remember that clear as a bell. So I had been fishing the new moon heavy because there was a lot of fish around then. Mm-hmm. But I had gone up. It was late too, and I had taken I took my sister's. I used to take she had a little Volkswagen Bug, you know, and I was allowed to use it once in a while. I think I had my license because I was like 17. I had to be, you know, and she used to let me use the Bug whenever I wanted, like at night when she was up. So I take the Bug and I drove up. And I was on the Meadowbrook Bridge, and it was late. So, and that was my favorite light. That fish was right under the first light on the west side by the shore.
Southwest side.
Southwest side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to put all that down in a book, though.
No.
Because then guys are low. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know about the tides because, like, me and you know, and I tell you. But I don't know if that. Like,
no, I was asking more for my own question.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because I used to fish. I used to fish around that first.
Incoming.
I used to fish around that first. I used to fish around that first light on the incoming a lot.
That was the best light on the bridge. I've seen more. In fact, that night I had those 4 big fish. It was on that first light, and they were between literally the shore and the light.
And the shore and the light, yeah. Well, you and I have talked about why we thought that is. I mean, yes. they never swam up the middle of the bay.
No.
So you went out there, and it was around 11 o'clock.
Yeah. I had actually fished earlier. I had fished a loop, and then I ran over to the Meadowbrook because that was my favorite bridge. And that big fish was just before the first light as soon as I got on. And I didn't know how big he was. In other words, he was right in the line. So I caught him right in the line. Yeah, I swam right to his face. But that was that. In those days, I don't even know if I was fishing 50 yet. I might have been fishing 40 still, you know, because we fished the squids with the Hornell in those days. And I think I graduated to 50 a little bit later, I think. But either way, that fish blew under the bridge so fast you couldn't believe it. I wasn't ready for that. It was like, you know how they do that and the rod smacks the bridge?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was panicking a little bit, but you know, there's always a little bit. No matter how good a fisherman you are in the beginning, there's always a little bit of luck to get some of these fish. You know, there's always a little bit of luck to get some of these fish. You know, as you get older, it becomes almost all skill because you know everything was going to happen. But I never forgot because I was struggling with this fish to get him out from under the bridge, and I was on the first span. You know, literally. In those days, I used to run. Well, you were with me on that. The bridge didn't change that much. You would have to run. When I finally got that fish out, I had to run literally ran to the end of the bridge, free spooled it, put in gear, and ran down as fast as I could. You know, but I got him in, and then I put him in the car, and I went to Frank's and weighed him in. You know, and how stupid was that? I mean, I thought when I was older, I'd stay on that bridge all night looking for another big one. I was so excited I left with him.
You what?
I left. I knew it was a really, really big fish. You know what I mean? I literally took the fish and threw him in the car and left. Like in today's world, I'd stay and fish for another 2 or 3 hours. But in those days, I was so excited. And I knew this fish I didn't know how big he was. He's 53 pounds. I didn't know how big he was, but I knew he was real big. You know, because I had caught a lot of 20 and 30-pound fish and a handful of 40s on the bridge. But this fish, I was so excited. I wanted to weigh them in, as fast as I could. And I got home and I realized the tank was closed till the morning when I got there. So, but that's what you do when you're a kid. You don't think like that. It's like now. Sometimes I go to the beach and I see a guy get a big fish, and not even real big fish, like a 30-pound fish, and he runs off the beach. The hook and the sinker's dragging in the sand. The hook's still in the fish's mouth. The guy's running to his car, and I say to myself, "Yeah, we probably all did that at one point." You're so excited. You're like, "Wow, this is."